So I'm going to start with Tracey. So Tracey, could you tell us a little bit about why your school got on the, I mean, I know this predates you and your administration of the school, but to your knowledge, how did the school end up on receivership? And what are some of the things you did to get it off of that list?
So that's a great question. I when I walked into the school building, it was already a state school. The ELA proficiency scores was 2%. The math proficiency score was 3%. Um, I didn't know like what I was walking into in terms of the culture of the school or, what the teachers were doing, what the parents were doing. I think my first year was really gauging what was good going on in the school, and then modifying the rest. So there was a lot of work in making sure that this school comes off of receivership. We had support from the district, but it was really about changing the culture of the school, the culture of learning, as well as systems and structures that were in place. Right, it was about modifying that and making going into classrooms and making sure teachers are teaching. Um, it is a passion of mine. I am a product of a New York City public school, and I want to make sure that this public school has the same access as any school in New York City. So that was my passion, right? Making sure that these kids are getting everything that they need to be successful. So we're still working. We're still working on changing a lot of things, but creating partnerships with community-based organizations, going out into the community, bringing resources into for parents, resources in for our students. I think that's what made the school turn around. Parents really don't know what's out there in terms of their support. Just surveying parents, trying to get what they need. How can the school be a part of, your family? How can we support you? Like that's my only question. How can we support you? We're here to support you. So I think building relationships with families in the community, creating partnerships with different community-based organizations to bring in mental health, bring in GED classes, talk about food insecurities in the community, like really creating those strong partnerships helped me and supported me in changing the school.
I love hearing that, Tracey. Now, again, you said you came into the school after it got on that list and you inherited a staff. So, how did you, because it's always easier to bring in your own staff, right?
Yes.
But you had an existing staff. So, what were some of the things you did to bring these people along in your mission?
I think setting clear expectations of what our scholars need, just setting clear expectations for everyone, and just to let them know as well, like there are other schools in New York City, and I'm sure you passed 100 of them before coming to my school. So when you walk in the door, everything is left behind, and your only mission is educating students. Very clear.
I love that. I love that. So now, Michael, in terms of what Tracey is saying and the research that you did for your book, is there anything in particular that resonates with what Tracey is saying in terms of, uh, good practices to engage in when you are trying to improve a city school?
Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, I was wondering in Tracy's answer whether or not she had read the book because she is actually practicing a lot of what makes an urban school a good urban school, and probably any school really good. She rattled off just in her first answer issues of culture and leadership and strong instruction and high expectations and collaboration with the community and parents. All four or five of those things are exactly the kind of thing that distinguishes successful and effective schools from schools and school districts, frankly, that are not as effective. You'd be surprised at how many people don't do it across the country. But Tracy has actually hit on kind of the magic formula why schools and school districts can succeed.
Is there anything that, Michael, that Tracey said that you think it was the silver bullet or is the silver, excuse me, bullet in terms of making those changes? Because everything Tracey does is great in her school. So, what specifically do you think, if there is a ranking that she did that will give an administrator who's trying to turn around a school bang for their buck?
Well, I think the thing that really stuck out to me was when she mentioned high expectations for the kids, high expectations for everybody's performance. Because my hunch is that what Tracey did with those expectations is that she turned them into the culture of the school, and it became uh, just the atmosphere, the air that everybody breathed. And it is those expectations and the expectations of the leader of the school, in this case, Tracey, the principal, that really sets the tone and the direction and the vision for what is going to happen for and with kids. So it, to me, amongst all the things that she mentioned, it was the high expectations that she had and how she turned it into the very culture of the school and how it was going to work with the kids to build better outcomes.